Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome back to another live stream. My name is C. Will, and this is Pen Crypto, formerly known as Passive Income Network. All right. DeFi, cryptocurrency, blockchain, all of the good stuff there. So as y'all join in on this stream, make sure y'all leave a comment, say what's good. Make sure that y'all let me know where you at. If you ain't told me before, and if you have, please do so. What's good, Azar Rashid? What is good? Welcome. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Cloudy vibes. It's always good vibes when you're cloudy, right? So big shout out to my man's Cloudies. What's good, Azar Rashid? And then Azar Rashid says, what Algorand price prediction realistically? Oh, stay tuned, as Azhar Rashid. Stay tuned. We're gonna get to Algorand price predictions most definitely. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna get that for you. And then what's good? Yes, fam, what's good? So again, as y'all join the stream, make sure y'all say what's good. Any thoughts on your mind about crypto? What's happening in these markets? Anything you want to share? Let me know where you at, and we gonna get it popping. So let's start off as our customary music for y'all. Let's get it.
All the scenery, trees and greenery, cryptocurrency, stake my currency. First to the research, deep dive feet first. On the beat, berserk, on the block we work. Grown man, big world, tiny man. Big bags, 100 grand rubber band. Life of blockchain, never be the same. Verify the ownership, change the game. Transparency when I'm talking fame. Tokenizing our mind and our brain. When I step a pool, I get an LP. Impermanent loss won't affect me. Passive income, passive income, passive income. Gold in my dental, thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple. We getting all this money to purchase rentals and get passive income. A neighborhood hero who started from zero. Researching the crypto and teaching his people. Collecting some euro in Europe for crypto. Spending that dinero on chain with Circo. On chain money market, on folks where I park it. USDC for profit, crypto still popping.
All right, let's get to it. So let me catch up on some of these comments. Cloudy says, I hope you changed your price prediction since last time. Well, let's go look at it, Cloudy. I'm gonna pull it up. As here, Rashid says, this is my first run. Regret not buying the dip, but it's a learning curve. Let me tell you something. Like Cloudy says, you live and you learn. And let me tell you, when you first get in this game, you're going to have regrets. You're going to have a lot of euphoria. You're going to have things that you can be, okay, I did good. I could have did better here. That's a part of the game. Stay in the game, and then you live and you learn, and then you just get better over time. Because if you seen Warren Buffett, he's still playing the stock game in his 90s. Charlie Munger was still playing the stock game in his 90s. This game is a mental game, a game of emotion, a game of compassion, a game of strategy. It's like chess. You can play this your whole life. You don't need your physical body. You just need your mind, a couple fingers, and your eyes. So I think that's what's positive here. Now, we're gonna have to go get to it. We got to get straight to the price prediction. That's obviously what people want, and that's what we're gonna give them. So let's get to it. I got Algorand pulled up here. Okay. I got Algorand pulled up. And remember, last time y'all was here with me, we talked about this peak here in July. That was about 30 cents. We're still in this trend line, and this trend line still needs to be broken. This trend line leads all the way up to, let me straighten this out. This leads all the way up to the high of December, right? That structure. And then the good part, if you see it if you look at it from this angle, we have the tops here of October becoming the bottoms of this sector of rally from December till now. And y'all tell me what you see here. Y'all tell me what you see. You see a nice base and you see a diagonal trend of resistance, like we talked about before. Breaking out of here is a must. Okay. Then let me put my volume shelves up to y'all. You see these highlights I got set up. We still need to cross 30 cents. Will we do it by end of year? Of course. I really believe so. I really believe so. But we have to cross these levels about 30 cents, y'all. About 30 cents, okay? Crossing 30 cents put us back into these levels. And this is what I marked off before, which is right here at the high, right? Obviously, you got to get through 49 cents, right? So you break 30, you break 49, and then the real target, as I still say by end of year, is this range here. And this is, you see at the very top of the volume show, that's $1. Where does $1 take you? It takes you back to April of 2022. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. And that was the last fight on the way down in 2022. And that's why I got these blue trend lines here. Let me know if that makes sense to y'all. Let me know if that makes sense to y'all. So we're still seeing, again, let me clean this up for y'all. Let me clean this up. Okay, let me clean this up. So again, Rashid, to answer your question, I still see $1. Cloudy, my price prediction ain't changed. We had a little pullback, but that was September. Now we're in October. And that's the theme of today's show is Crypto Uptober Rally. We're going to talk about XRP, Sologenic, Ondo Finance, Stellar Lumens, and Algorand price action. I already gave y'all a preview of some of the Algorand price action. As the rest of y'all are watching the stream, and if you watch it later, make sure you say what's good. Make sure you say what's good. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. So now let's get to the main story here. So we're in October, right? October is Uptober. And remember, Cloudy and the rest of y'all, we talked about this here. We said in order for us to really have a nice rally, let me zoom in for y'all. For us to really have a nice rally, we need the $4 trillion line to be crossed. 4 trillion in total crypto market cap. Today, we have surpassed 4 trillion. We're at 4.08 trillion. And are we almost at an all-time high? Yes, this was the all-time high. 4.17 trillion. Okay, that was the all-time high. That's the next level we need to pass. My target, I told y'all, remember, I got it here, it's 5 trillion. Once we get 5 trillion, that's when everything goes parabolic. That's what my charting analysis says here. So we hit the 4, that's here. You see my 8 and 21 crossing, broke through this diagonal trend line. That was a line of resistance. Our MACD is crossing. So we have multiple bullish technical indicators that tells us we're heading to the upside. For how long, we're going to have to see. But we're in October. Historically, Q4 is the most bullish month of the year. It's the most bullish month of the year. And the technicals have been on point. We're not getting overzealous. We're not making crazy predictions. We charting what we see. Claudia says, so you're saying the algo is not going to make a new all-time high this cycle? I said this year, Claudia, this year. This cycle, I guess, technically this cycle has just started 2025 to 2030, if we're counting them in 5-year windows. But if we're talking about Bitcoin halving and all of that, we're in year 2 of that. I'm not sure. But the line in the sand still is $1. And psychologically, people like whole numbers. So if we can get to a whole number with Algorand, let me pull it up, we're going to be in a totally different ball game, okay? Totally different ball game. So we need a whole number. And then if we can hold that whole number, $2, $3 is, I think, on the table for 2026. If we don't get the whole number, especially by the end of this year, we're gonna have to revisit those thoughts. That's what I'm seeing. So trying to kick some knowledge here. Algorand also integrated with ZBEC and X402. Yes. I remember the ZBEC integration. I need to check the ZBEC integration out more and see where they at. Cloudy says, got you, makes sense. Yeah, so we need a whole number, and that whole number allows, Algorand to be around that $10 billion range and all of that, right? 5x down there from here. 4.5x. And then that gets people looking at it and want it in their bags. Speaking of Algorand, again, I was watching Yahoo's crypto money podcast, and one of the guests on there was like, he got him some ALGO. I thought that was dope. For best return on investment, in my opinion, ZBEC is the best out of the ISO tokens. Never had a bull run. Okay. ZBEC. We're gonna put that on the list and do some more research on that one. We're gonna definitely put that on the list. Getting back to the macro crypto here. ALGO also has one from Ripple. Also heard they're on board. Yeah, they got someone from Ripple. We're gonna cover that in a moment. It seems like we need to skip straight over to covering the Algorand information a lot sooner than later. That's what it sounds like, y'all. But as we go through real quick, Bitcoin, back above 120,000, 10% for the week. Ethereum, back above 4,400, up 15% for the week. That's solid. XRP, back above $3, up 11%, right? I don't follow BNB much, but it's a $1,000 coin. That's crazy. Up 14%. Solana back in the 230s, up 19%. Dogecoin, 26 cents, 16% for the week. Tron. You got Cardano still doing well. Surprise. Hyperliquid still blows my mind. That Hyperliquid is way up there. Hype, 16 billion. Big fan of Chainlink, $22, almost back at 23, 13% for the week. Stellar back above 40, 17%, very solid. And you got the Avalanches, you got the Hederas, you got a lot of green here. Most things are green. And that is positive. That is definitely positive. Aster, that new DEX that popped off, down 10% for the week. I get it. It blew up fast. People are taking profit. Ondo up 10%, 3 billion market cap. PayPal USD is listed on here now. Okay. A lot of competition is happening to get on these lists. Algorand up 10%, almost at a 2 billion market cap. Things are looking good. Let's see. Yes, sir, CTO. So let's get to the Algorand news. Rebecca said, oh, yes, Rebecca, I'll get back to you. I appreciate it. So Algorand has said, we cooking. They said we cooking. We don't care what anybody says. So if y'all don't know, Algorand has launched, for example, we're in week 2 of Algorand right here, week 2. And this is their retail campaign where you can earn a lot of rewards by learning. And they're doing things like this, 1,000 ALGO to 2 winners, right? If you completed week 2, it's a big campaign popping off. You should be seeing another video about this on the Algorand Foundation's page. Pretty dope campaign that they're doing right now. Website's amazing. I think this is a very powerful move. But the big story also is this right here. Let's get a pause. Nicholas Bolaugis joined the Algorand Foundation. He was a former engineer at at XRP Ripple, there for many years, last 10 years. Recently, he left, and then at some point recently again, he joined Algorand. Let's check this out. Get a nice clip from these folks here. Let's get it.
The challenges that the Algorand in particular faces, whatever those might be, right? So that's my first priority. Very recently, we announced the roadmap. I think you were on that call, where you were discussing the new roadmap.
Let me pause real quick. Hey, Cloudy, I won the 250 on week 1. Salute, Cloudy. That's dope. All right.
And I think I'm incredibly excited about the things that you discussed, and I'm looking forward to kind of pitching in and trying to help, build, on our way to that roadmap. So my goal for the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, is to listen, and after that to start contributing more actively and engaging and being more involved on the day-to-day. Broadly, the way I look at it is the foundation has multiple roles. I think that, within our ambit should be to shepherd the ecosystem broadly, right? Support things that need support, provide the framework for the community to contribute and build, right? Empower the community in any way that we can, and just make sure that the space is growing and that Algorand can have a consistent and thoughtful representation.
I like this guy too. So far, I like this guy. Good and positive vibes. I agree, Cloudy. He got big shoes to fill. Hold up, having some technical difficulties.
Will PIN. This song is about love, life, and crypto. At the beach, feet in the sand, Kailua Beach, where we stand. I don't think y'all understand. It's 5 years when we plan. Sun beaming on 82, the sky blue, water blue, Eva bird in the sky too. Let me go get fly too, with new shoes, fresh feet, chain hang and matching tee. Gold tooth to match my ring, nice queen to match the king. Don't trip, it's overnight. Round trip on a big flight, touchdown for a big night. Crypto change my life. Stick to my SOPs, DJing with NFTs, mutants versus zombies, Guana NFTs. Sweep the floor on Wu-Dang, still bumping that Wu-Tang. Algorand, blockchain, bomber on the block, man. They came through, took a seat on the phone, NFT. They came through, I popped my piece. Next stop, NYC. You can feel the chemistry, vibing, feel the energy. I can see the synergy, ballin', that's the remedy. At the beach, feet in the sand, Kailua Beach, where we stand. I don't think y'all understand. It's 5 years when we plan. Sun beaming on 82, the sky blue, water blue, Eva bird in the sky too. Let me go get fly too, with new shoes, fresh feet, chain hang and matching tee. Gold tooth to match my ring, nice queen to match the king. Don't trip, it's overnight. Round trip on a big flight, touchdown for a big night. Crypto change my life. All the scenery, trees and greenery, cryptocurrency, stake my currency. First to the research, deep dive, feet first on the beat, berserk on the block. We work, sell a whole shuffle, make it all double, sell a whole shuffle. What we call hustle, dripping the faucet, even when they tax. Hydrate, I relax, God did facts. Trade my currency, swap my currency. See me currently in different countries. Yeah, we sell out, never hand out. Put the brand out, now we stand out. Now we stand out, now we stand out.
Can you still hear me? Huh? Okay. So yeah, I had a technical technical difficulty. We're gonna still get back to it. As I was saying, the guy has a lot of shoes to fill. A lot of shoes to fill. And John Woods really put in that work. And now we have someone new there in the Algorand Foundation. I think that's dope. And I think so far he's going to do a great job. Mark has been on point, and he learned very fast. So shout out to Stacy making another great hire. Now that's how you're supposed to touch grass. Yes, that's how you touch grass. Yeah, you know, that's why I like to play that and be like, you know, keep the good vibes. Definitely keep the good vibes. And touching grass is what we all need to do whenever possible. Thank you. Yes, sir. So let's move on with this show. So I had some people talking to me about this a lot lately. And this is Sologenic. Let me know if you're a fan of Sologenic, if you be tapping in with the Solo. Let me know. I am curious about what y'all think about Sologenic. So let's do a light dive in here. If we go pull up the 1 year chart, it is up 260%. Goddamn. That's solid. 260%. So I'm appreciating that type of price action. 1 month down 9%. 1 week up 5%. All-time chart up 10%. So, okay, I see. It had the COVID run for a little while. Sologenic. I remember the homie used to talk to me about Sologenic all the time. But overall, the chart's not looking bad. 110 million market cap, so it's a small cap coin. Volume of 4 million. Total supply of 400 million Solo. Almost all of the supply is out on the market. Okay. So bullish sentiment, community sentiment, 82%. Now, if we go look at the Twitter, TradFi meets blockchain, issue, trade, and manage your digital assets on a decentralized platform, sologenic.org. Solo and texture equals Solo Tech. Let's check this out.
Hey everyone, Mike McCluskey here. I'm on Wall Street in New York City, the epicenter of traditional financial services in the entire world. And our team has been here for the week for some meetings and events, and wanted to take this opportunity to announce a major partnership and joint venture that we're going to be launching with a company called Texture Capital. Texture Capital is one of the few broker dealers in the United States that's both licensed and approved by FINRA and the SEC to tokenize and trade digital assets. This gives our company a clear path to tokenizing stocks and ETFs for both retail and institutional investors, and puts us in a position to be the premier tokenization leader in the entire world. So we'll keep you updated with other announcements and updates in the coming weeks and months, and we're excited to get started.
Okay, Solo. So they said we're gonna cook on tokenization though. They know about the big narrative right there. I'm respecting it. One DEX for all digital assets, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and more. And that more obviously is them talking about tokenization. He said we are in Wall Street right now, financial capital of the world. Here we go. So the leading ecosystem built on the XRPL. Okay. 200 million monthly trading volume, 400,000 users, 100 plus listed tokens, 140,000 minted NFTs, NFT marketplace, Sologenic DEX, token hub, fiat to crypto on ramps, liquidity pools, my favorite, Corium bridge, Solo DEX mobile, self-custody, easy to use. So it look like Solo is the main thing over here, huh? What I really want to look at, I like liquidity pools. So let's go check out these liquidity pools for my Solo people. Solo XRP, Solo Core, Bitcoin XRP. What can you earn here? I want to see what the yields are like. These are mostly swapping. Let me click Solo XRP. I'm not quite sure what you can earn. If we got any solo people in the building, let me know. But obviously you can swap. Where is the money making for us who are other than swapping? Do you think XRP is going to $4? Honestly, I do. I actually do think XRP is going to $4. Let me get that chart ready for you, because like my thesis again, if we can get that 5 trillion, I see no reason, why it wouldn't happen. Let me pull this up real quick. So XRP, again, right now, XRP, just like many of the cryptos, it was in a trend that needed to be broken, right? And a trend after having massive rallies. And then now we see it rising with all tides. So a $4 XRP here puts it, roughly what, $300 billion market cap? No, not 300 billion, more like 250. And that would be massive. So XRP to get there, that's a 33% gain from here, if I got this correct. Yeah, a whole dollar from here. One whole dollar from here. That's about 30 cents. So again, if the market is going to go to that 5 trillion, as we just marked out, XRP goes to $4. Again, a lot of market cap, a lot to prove for XRP, in my opinion. And for the whole crypto market cap to go to 5 trillion, that's another 22%, which is essentially, let me do that correctly. Essentially, almost a whole another $1 trillion injected in the market. And that has to go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. And that's XRP being one of the top blockchains. Let me go back to coin market cap. It has to get absorbed. XRP does have an army. Sometimes I don't like the army. Sometimes I like the army, but XRP is number 3. That's 182 billion. So that's probably roughly, 250 billion. But that could mean a 700, $800 billion Ethereum. That could mean a 2.9, 2.8, maybe even a $3 trillion Bitcoin. That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen in order for us to get there. So that's my thoughts on XRP to 4. Yes, I think so. What are your top 5 crypto investments? We say the show is fire. Salute, dog. Salute, Cordell. Top 5. Thanks, bro. Yes, most definitely. So for me right now, I'm a bull on Ethereum. Can't fade Bitcoin, but I'm choosing Ethereum for this cycle. Bitcoin to me has already went something crazy. But bull on Ethereum. I'm bullish on Chainlink. I'm bullish on Ondo. I'm bullish on Stellar, Lumens, and then I got Algorand here. And as a number 6, Aerodrome. That's the top 5 that I'm really bullish on right now. Y'all let me know y'all top 5 in the chat. What you got? What you got? Bashir, what you got other than XRP? Cordell, what's your top 5? Cloudy, let me know what y'all thinking about that. All right. Let's move forward. So this next one, Ondo. And if y'all haven't checked it out, I just dropped a video about Ondo, and I went through the recent news, the metrics. The video is on Pin Crypto YouTube channel. That's exactly where we at right now, right here. 3 days ago, Ondo Finance, BlackRock's $1 trillion crypto bet. Make sure y'all check that one out. Watch the full video. Back to Ondo. Okay. So Mickey says Sui. Yeah, a lot of people are bullish on Sui. Raul Paul, he definitely always talking about Sui. And I know he was an early investor. He says that, but I used the Sui, one of the Sui dexes before. I think it was Turbos. It was interesting. But Sui is a good pick. So when we're looking at Ondo, 1 year chart up 36%, not bad. All-time chart, 495. I like this chart. Very, very strong chart. 1 month, 1%, 1 week, about 9. But I like to look at the last, year. 3 billion market cap, 3 billion circulating supply. I think the total is 10 billion, right? For the Ondo Bulls, we have the new marketplaces drop. If you are outside of the US, this is your time to get inside of the tokenized asset game. They got the OUSD, which is the stable coins, or the dollar yields, excuse me, like the institutional type of play there, where you're looking at earning 4-ish, 3.5% from the US Treasury yields. That's going to get lower eventually, but solid security backed by the US. I ain't mad at that. But Ondo supported on 10 chains. We talked about it. XRP, Stellar, Lumens, Ethereum, and a whole list of others. 141 integrated projects, billions in TVL, and they have the new platform for international investors. So not available in the US, obviously. Ondo Global Markets is a platform designed to bring traditional public securities on chain with APIs to build investment experiences that users love. So you got the chain links in the mix there. A lot of partners, but Uber, PayPal, IBM, Visa, Coinbase, Airbnb, ARM, Visa, Tesla, Shopify, Nvidia, Costco, Disney, Robinhood, all of that is now available. Tokenized trade 24/7. Very powerful stuff. And again, BlackRock, I always like to talk about Larry Fink. He's the big man on campus when it comes to this money. Let me go back to what Larry said. Larry says, we believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. This is a technological transformation for financial assets. So he's in on it. McKinsey and Company, they're in on it. And McKinsey is always working with all the top companies. The Ondo chain is an innovative that has that has the potential to help move institution and capital markets on chain. Everybody wants this. They all want a piece. Franklin Templeton, they all want a piece, right? So this is what we got going, and that's why I'm definitely a bull for that. Claudia says ALGO, Link, ETH Classic, Ethereum Classic, interesting. Pepe, Vito, my top 5 bags. It looks like you about to be you're gonna be pumping over the next few years. That's for sure. Them some good bags. I don't know. Vito, is that V Thor chain? Is that Thor chain? Let me know what Vito is. VTHO. But the other ones, yeah, definitely. Pepe went crazy. Really like Chainlink, Algorand, Ethereum Classic. I respect it. I definitely respect it. All right. And then obviously, y'all, the last one I wanted to talk to y'all about as we slowly start to close out. Yes, VThor, yeah, Thor chain. Stellar. Again, I covered a Stellar video here yesterday or 2 days ago. Stellar Lumens just changed crypto. XLM holders prepare now plus price prediction. Stellar is popping. It's been doing great things for many years now. It's finally getting the attention that we all, believe it deserves. So we're looking at the 1 year chart, up 350%, a solid track record of being on chain. The all-time chart, also very interesting, right? You can see when we're in a full-blown bull market, 2017, 2021, and then we got 2024 going into 25. And what this chart is showing us is that prices for great assets will create new bottoms. If you see the spikes, the Stellar hitting 60 cents, right? We didn't hit it yet recently, but it's close. 40 cents, 60 cents, around that range. Let's call it 50 to break it even. 50, right? About right here. Right here where I drew this line. This will become the new bottom eventually. Then people are going to say, still is expensive, but the institutions will say it's cheap. And that's how the game goes. After you be in it for a little while, you realize bottoms get higher. And that's what we want. We want all the assets to go up. So I think there's still time. And again, if we look at Stellar, where blockchains meet global payments, tokenization, DeFi, the real world. Stellar powers borderless payments, asset tokenization, DeFi solutions for builders, institutions, and innovators worldwide. So I went real deep in the last Stellar drop, broke everything down that you can see right here, and hit up all these recent updates. But Stellar is one I really like, y'all. And I'll be keep pressing the issue on why Stellar is important, what it's doing, and how it is helping to lay the infrastructure along with XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Chainlink, a lot of the layer ones that are actually driving volume. Stellar is valued, I think, accordingly, but it should go a lot higher. Algorand, as I always talk to you about, is valued too low, in my opinion. It should be up there with Stellar and Hedera. That is what it is. Yep, you said me too. XDC, yeah, XDC. I'll talk about that one more on the next stream. I think XDC is very interesting as well, just like Sologenic. They are in ecosystems that are developing and they're growing. And I think the international market outside of the U.S., obviously, U.S. is like 4 to 5% of the world's population, 25% of GDP. But there's a big world out there. And India is coming up. India is, some Indians are behind XDC. And I think that's powerful. All right, y'all, if y'all got nothing else, I'm going to have to get back to y'all in the next live stream. So before you go, anything you want me to cover, I got XDC on the list. We got Sui on the list. Drop anything else you want me to cover on the next live stream or produce a deep dive video on, like I did with Stellar, like I did with Chainlink, like I did with Ondo recently. They all been popping. Appreciate y'all support on the channel. Sean says, I'll go to the moon. Let's go. I still got a target for $1. Then we price charted again today. We talked about the Crypto Uptober Rally. Remember, Q4, the most bullish part of the year for equities, stocks, and everything. ETH Classic, we'll dive into ETH Classic. XRP, Sologenic, Ondo Finance, Stellar, and Algorand price action. But even after this video y'all watching, just leave it in the comments. I'll get back to it. I'll put up another poll as well. So again, I appreciate y'all. See Will with the Passive Income Network. Until the next time, y'all. Peace. Plum Network, I got you.
Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.